Hello everyone, I'm back and I'm Jack, and we're here with episode 54 of the Save File podcast. Today we're chatting about EA and Twitter fails, because of course we are. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is a thing. Yeah. And the Game of the Year awards are here and we're talking about them, because it's fun. Joining me today and telling me what their favourite gaming moment of the year, first up, is Anth.
Yo, what up?
What's up, my man?
So my favourite gaming moment of the year is obviously Elden Ring. So far, that game has been a blast, as you know, since you're hooked on it now, Jack.
Maybe.
And Josh, obviously, who's played at the same time as me. It's been nothing but a blast. Like, I would 100%, like, immediately buy the DLC if it ever gets announced. Like, Game Awards, please.
We'll see if that happens. Now, Josh, you're up next.
Let's see. Favorite gaming moment. I got my first platinum.
Really? What was it?
Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator.
What? What? Huh?
Space Warlord Organ Trading Simulator.
No, I heard you. I just am struggling.
The last achievement I got was for owning enough intestines that I could wrap around the Earth.
Right, that's something I don't want to delve into right now.
I had to barter against my arch enemy, who was of course a dog.
Why couldn't you just be normal and just say you bought the trophies from Neo Automata?
Well, that's an option.
And last but not least, but maybe because I'm going to keep that joke going.
Fuck
Sharps.
you. So I got asked this earlier because this is like the third time we've tried to record this, but today's been cursed. And I actually want to change my answer. So it was actually pitching this game, right? And I pitched it to Josh, and it's called Dream Mix TV World Fighters.
It's an excellent fucking idea. Let me get it. I'm on board now.
It's the first crossover platform fighting game to feature not only Solid Snake, but also the Transformers and Yugo from Bloody Raw.
And Bomberman.
And Bomberman. No, I'm kidding. No, my like gaming moment of the year was I actually got an Xbox. I bought a Series S, not X. And now there's a bunch of like old games that like I just never got around to playing that are backwards compatible on that console that I can now play. And the other one was probably playing Midnight Fight Express, because I'd been following that game for so long and seeing it come out was fucking great and it lived up to the hype.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Everyone went quiet. I was like,
yeah, everyone went real quiet there. I was just like,
I think that's a wrap.
God, not again. It's happening again.
I was going to mention mine. It's probably Horizon Forbidden West, beating some of the bosses in that, and the Tide Ripper is my favourite designed machine in that game. But probably will be replaced by Elden Ring at some point, because that game is consuming me. It's great.
Hey.
I'm thoroughly enjoying that.
Jack, did you want to make the announcement now?
What announcement?
You know, the announcement.
I don't have any announcements.
Well, it's a big announcement. Our boy made Twitch affiliate.
I did make Twitch affiliate, that is
That's
true.
an
I've been
announcement.
caught off
That
guard
is.
because I wasn't realizing that I was the announcement.
I didn't know what was going on either.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
no, the prize is me.
all Josh had to do was stop streaming with me and Amph, and
That's true,
suddenly
the second
he's an
I stopped
affiliate.
doing that. It turns out the second I started streaming like content I actually knew what I was doing, I got a following, so yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
Nah,
weird.
congrats, Josh.
But please tell the rest of us how that works, because
It's simple. Gain skill, very difficult. Stream skill, not very difficult.
Sounds like Elden Ring problems.
Skill issue.
So,
Skill
Josh,
issue?
Skill issue.
Josh, now that you're Twitch famous and you're actually, what was it? You're ranked, 3 in the hot tub chat category?
Yeah, as of course.
Yeah.
People pay me to
Hot
keep
tub
the bikini
and
on.
feet. And feet. Doing the combo is what like sells it.
Yeah, it's really look. I get other girls. They get paid to take the bikini off and put another one on. I get paid to keep it on at all costs. All right, you guys better start subbing or it's coming off.
You actually got an idea there.
I better see at least
Scary.
50 gifted subs.
I swear to God, it looks hairy now, but I guarantee you, it's worse.
Alright,
But Josh, as I was saying, now that you're big, you need to know how to like talk to fans now, right? And I have a prime example of how not to do that, and it comes from our good friends and one of the most lovely companies on the planet, Electronic Arts.
Oh, that's actually how I learned how to interact with chat. I look at what EA is doing and then
I just don't do that.
I just do the opposite of whatever EA is currently doing.
They're in a bit of hot water for an exchange that happened between the official Need for Speed Twitter and a fan, right? And I'm going to read this exchange word for word, okay? Word for word.
This is fantastic.
So the Need for Speed Twitter said, "You asked for it, and we listened. Pre-order Need for Speed Unbound Palace Edition today for 3-day early access." And someone...
Where could it
You did
possibly go
ask.
wrong?
Yeah, and then the person had literally, someone on Twitter had said, well, I mean, hold on. What did we ask for, and what did you listen to exactly? To pay more to get 3 days early access? Bear in mind, I'm reading these tweets word for fucking word. And the Need for Speed Twitter responds, "Gameplay video, ... question mark. 3-day early access was always there. Reading is fundamental." And the Twitter user just responded with, right. Charging extra to your loyal fan base to play 3 days early isn't really cool and it's a bit exploitive. Customer relations is fundamental. To which, the Need for Speed Twitter
pronounced the ultimate cope, seethe, and ratio combination.
Yeah. To which the Need for Speed Twitter responded with, and I quote, "Milkshake brain." Which, that is like a 90s kids movie insult. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
don't think
it's from the Goonies.
That literally sounds...
Yeah.
Our
Someone
boy
had-
on
The social media manager had their Twitter open and their 12-year-old son, like, replied.
But what's awesome is our boy Kylo on Twitter, who's the person I've been referring to this whole time, had an Uno reverse card on him, and he responded with "Milkshake Company." And Need for Speed responded with "Cry about it, bro," with an emoji. Or "Buy regular price, IDC," which obviously means I don't care. And they said, "Well, I was going to buy it on release day, but due to the admin of this account, you've lost the sale. Well done. Stay edgy and keep being relevant for the 12-year-olds. You're not half as cool as you think, Chief. You're an embarrassment and unprofessional." And Need for Speed responded with one final tweet, which was, "Not reading all that. Sorry that happened to you, or congratulations."
That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
A 2-sentence long tweet, and they were like, "Nah, fam. That's more than 10 words."
That literally sounds like 12-year-old. Like, honestly, it's so bad.
So,
They
problem
had to have
was,
gotten fired for
it
that,
turns out, when you insult your fan base on Twitter, people don't actually like that. And
No.
No.
you guys might not believe this. I don't know if you guys are fully aware of this, but EA is also the most... They're not really universally liked already.
What?
So, yeah, I know.
Could have thought this would happen.
Who would know? But this...
I feel like you could listen to previous episodes and totally
Yeah.
not find that out.
But yeah, this is going on a list of reasons people don't like EA. So EA came out, right, and they said, "We have a statement to make." And you can absolutely tell this was written by the intern who's in the legal office. And it was, and I'm not going to read this word for word, but what it said was, you can look this up if you want. "Hey guys, we really hope you're as keen for Need for Speed Unbound as we are to take your money. We're really sorry we had a certain Twitter exchange. But yeah, please put it behind you because we're really keen to get this game out. And ever since we bought Codemasters, we really need to start selling more Need for Speed copies." And that was it. They said nothing in the actual statement about whether they'd reprimanded the employee who insulted a fan on Twitter.
Doesn't
no, they
really
never
sound
do
like
that.
an apology either.
Like,
I know in the thing that they did put out, they did sort of say sorry, but like, it was the weakest sorry you could get.
it like
We're
no,
sorry.
no, it was one of those like. Here's the thing, right? If you're a company that has an image problem already, there are two things you can think. You can either say, A, there's nowhere to go but up, or B, you can just say, you know what? I've earned this fucking image and I'm gonna stick with it. They went for option fucking B.
Yeah,
Right, now,
which is sort of bizarre.
if I was in charge of EA, right? If I kick down the door and I become the CEO tomorrow, first thing I would do, I would have reached out to that potential fan, say, or whatever you want to call them, and said, look, I'm in charge now. Shit's gonna be different. Here's a free copy of the game.
That was unprofessional. He
you make things right to the people you just fucking insulted.
Yeah.
But secondly,
what was the goal?
From a business standpoint, from an image standpoint, I would have at least publicly said, don't worry, we've dealt with the person behind that. You don't have to say what you did. But
No,
at least
I like
it looks
dealt
like...
with as in like they beat him with a stick.
No, but like at least it looks like you give a fuck about relations with the public. Like,
But Charbel, they don't give a shit about relations.
yeah,
with
no,
the
but
public.
you still have to look like you do.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's the whole point of professionalism.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't think there's really much we can discuss on this because I think we're all in unison with what we think about this, which is don't insult your fan base. Don't insult the
your
people.
fan base.
Yeah, don't insult the people you rely on to make you money.
Also, fuck EA.
EA, stop shooting yourself in the foot on Twitter. This is not the first time we've talked about you for social media posts.
Yeah,
This isn't even the first time, like, in the last couple of months we've said this.
yeah. Yeah, no, look, honestly, it's actually really disappointing this has happened again. But it just begs
These
the question...
companies have
what?
massive social media teams and have massive, like, meetings about stuff they post and their code of conduct and different things. So I just can't believe that they get away with doing this. Like, it's almost like one person goes off the rail on a Twitter rant because there's no way this stuff gets approved going through their actual team, surely.
But
Well, I
like,
don't think they have to get approval. I think the social media manager's exact job
The
is
manager
to fucking
probably,
run the thing
but-
without
Yeah.
approval.
yeah, like you hire someone because you don't want to have someone approving all the shit that gets written. But like, all they had to say, right? And I've done a bit of work in community management for games, but like, all they had to say, you asked and we listened. The guy says, what did we ask for and you listened to? And you say, we saw that people wanted a gameplay video, so here's a whole ass gameplay video of a race. Done. See what I mean? You fucking answered the question, the guy gets happy that you've responded, and more importantly, I didn't insult him. Notice how easy that was. That's all you had to do. Fuck, if you hadn't responded, it would have been better.
I'm bringing a new thing here. EA, hire this man.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. Is it worth selling your soul?
Well, have you looked around in your position in life?
You're right. EA, make me an offer.
I can't refuse.
Sign us up, fam.
So I mean, I think we're all in unison on that. And I know this wasn't how we originally planned to do the podcast, but just because we're on a roll with how companies are not listening to their fan base, I want to move on to another company who's clearly not listening to their fan base. Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard.
Oh, God, it's like repeatedly being punched. How often must I hear it?
So this isn't going to be a long one.
The latest episode of Blizzwatch.
But Overwatch released a trailer for Season 2 today, right? Showing the one new hero they'll be bringing in, as well as I think it was like 2 new maps and some new skins, right? They were also generous enough to let you not pay for 3 of those skins this time around.
Oh, thank you, Lord Blizzard.
But one of the skins, unless I'm mistaken, which is Mercy's like winged victory skin, I think that's an old skin that you're just getting for free. So if you already own it, fuck you, I guess.
And I'm sure you'll totally get paid the gold amount.
Yeah.
For having the
But
skin total.
that's not why I bring this up. Let's be honest. Blizzard really don't give a fuck about their fans. Specifically the Overwatch fan base. But probably none of them. But I want to bring this up because I want to read you some of the comments on this video. Fans are absolutely taking the piss with this, and it's amazing. So I'm just going to read out a few of them, right? I've got 5 of them here. I really like the part where Blizzard didn't nerf the skin prices. Truly an Overwatch 2 moment. I love the part where they explicitly said the price tag for the new Reaper skin will be $25. Truly a next generation game.
Oh my god.
I love the part when Ramatra, who's the new hero, love the part when Ramatra said, "It's Ramatra time," and then proceeded to stamp a price tag onto his body. Great work, Blizzard. Love the part where Junker Queen came up to the screen with her new mythic skin and screamed, "Grah! Lower the skin prices!" Truly a Junker moment. And last one. All the new skins look really cool. I can't wait to unlock them just by playing the game.
Oh my god.
And the funny thing is, right, I thought these were like here and there, but it's literally the entire comment section. It's just people ripping in Overwatch.
As they should.
It's like, the funny thing is, Blizzard are in a weird place right now. I play Overwatch. I have not given any money to Overwatch 2 because fuck them. But it's just weird because every time they release a blog post, they just kind of like
get dunked on.
They just don't comment on any of the actual problems people are having.
Why would they do that? That would
Yeah, it's like the
and like they'll make light of the problems they do comment on. They'll be like, we've noticed there's a lot of people queuing up for damage. Next up, everyone's like, my man, you haven't said anything. Or they'll hit you with the, we're working on it. No specifics, but we're working on it.
Ah, dude, I use that one all the time.
Yeah, man, it's fucking great. And like, the funny thing is, Blizzard, under Jeff Kaplan, right, Overwatch had like a figurehead that was somewhat like liked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, the funny thing is, there were times where Kaplan would admit like, hey, this hasn't gone to plan, this has happened, we weren't expecting this result from this, change. And despite the fact I agreed with him on a lot, there was some stuff I disagreed on, but he was never unlikable. Whereas the new, like, everyone that they put in front of us now is very, like, I don't know the word for it, but it's very, how do you do, fellow kids, type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're just trying to make such light of it, and at this point the fan base is kind of sick of it. They're just like, look, fix your fucking game. Like, it's gotten to the point where I know a streamer who literally refused to play Overwatch now. And I asked them, I go, why do you refuse to play Overwatch? And they had said, word for word, they just said to me, the game's in a terrible state. I'm not playing it till they fix it.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's sticking to your guns.
Like, and like, the worst thing about Overwatch, right, is everything the players are saying and everything that streamer said was correct.
I feel like you could have just stopped at everything.
Yeah. Like, and the worst thing is, it's such a fun game, I can't stop playing it with friends. And I hate myself for it.
Charbel is the problem.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think I'm the problem. I definitely think Blizzard is very much the problem here.
I'm gonna go with it's probably you.
But yeah, Overwatch is, fans aren't too happy with the Battle Pass system. Who knew? Replacing loot boxes for a shitter system would piss off fans.
I can't believe they managed to design. Yeah.
Oh man.
The fact that they made a system so bad that people want loot boxes back is incredible.
Just Let Me Gamble is an amazing.
Yeah. Wow. It's such a turnaround.
Blizzard, take your guaranteed odds and fuck off and bring back the loot boxes.
I'd rather do that.
I can. You know what? That's actually a good point. I can't think of a single time where people have looked at loot boxes and said, "You know what? That's the better alternative."
That's the unbelievable part.
The literal lesser evil.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
somehow loot
insane.
boxes became the lesser evil.
Jack, please move us on.
So, I don't love for us to dunk on companies, but we're just gonna do it twice in a row with Nintendo because
Yes, you fucking
they
do.
did it to
Don't lie.
themselves. Well, look, we're not when the whole podcast is about it, but sometimes we don't control the news. They do what they do, and we talk about it. So blame themselves. Nintendo this time. 'Cause, we're just banging out all the big companies.
Nintendo hasn't been in the news lately for any particular reason, so
No,
let's see what they've been doing.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's not happening. The Smash World Tour, because Nintendo just told them, hey, you can no longer operate. Sorry.
I wonder if it's because it has the word Smash in it, and that's not family friendly.
Can I just quickly point something out? When we tried to record the podcast earlier, this is the part where my Audacity froze. So, Nintendo very much are sending cease and desist everywhere, even to my local computer.
To his computer specifically.
Oh, wait, don't tell me it happened
to this
again.
podcast.
Don't tell me it happened again.
No.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Not yet.
If it happens
Cease and
again,
desist
I would be
this man.
very worried about what Nintendo was listening to.
Bro, this is... Wait, I am so paranoid because it's happened like 3 times
I'm
this
very
night.
scared right now.
We're all good.
Anyway.
Anyway, my Audacity stopped recording.
No! No!
Alright, so
Do
yes.
not redeem!
Do not redeem the card!
Smash World Tour, Jack. Not happening?
No, not happening because Nintendo just said, yeah, sorry guys, you can't do it anymore.
I like that they didn't give a reason. They were just like, hey, you know that thing you do? Yeah, not anymore.
So,
Hey, listen, nice Smash World Tour you got there. Would be a shame!
So, obviously they're a third party and they grew and now basically all the tournaments and stuff they've organised for the upcoming year, tough. All gone. And
Have
a
you
lot
thought
of that is
about the fact that
prizes.
Nintendo may be
sponsors.
trying to do their own thing with it?
Well, they have been, and this is the interesting part because they said that, I think it was last year, that they got invited to a meeting with Nintendo and were actually expecting a cease and desist, essentially. And they basically said, no, we appreciate what you guys have been doing, and, we appreciate you've also been doing stuff within some sort of guidelines. And, yeah, it was cool. But now, that's not happening, and last year when they teamed up with Panda to run a series of officially licensed Smash events, everyone's now assuming that that's why they're stopping Smash World Tour, because they realise it's probably too successful, it's going to compete with their own Smash tournament, and yeah. This is despite the fact that, they've been running it for years. If they really wanted, they probably could have worked with the Smash World Tour guys rather than going with Panda.
This does remind
Theory,
me of
but-
Have you guys heard of AM2R?
It's ringing
Rings a bell.
Rings a bell, yeah.
AM2R it stands for Another Metroid 2 Remake, and it came out, it would have been years ago now.
Yeah, this is when Samus Returns came out,
Samus
right? Yeah.
Returns got announced pretty much very soon after they sent a cease and desist to that game. So it had been in development knowingly for 10 years. Like, people knew about this. This was not like a low-key production. Like, this was like a fully funded operation.
Not hidden.
No, not hidden whatsoever. Literally, a week after it came out, they cease and desisted it. And people were like, why the fuck would they do that, a week after it comes out? Like, what's the point of that?
That's such a jerk move.
It is! It's a fucking
They are
jerk
within
move.
their right to do it, but it's still jerk.
Can I just say that's the same thing Rockstar did to everyone who made graphical mods for the PS2 Grand Theft Auto games. All the GTA visual mods and graphics mods for San Andreas, Vice City, and GTA 3 were all getting taken down. Everyone's like, man, what the fuck? Why are they just fucking eliminating us now? Why are they salting the earth? And it was 2 weeks later, and they're like, Grand Theft Auto, the definitive edition. I'm like, oh no.
I
makes
do
sense.
have a theory
I mean,
that
let- my theory for the GTA one is that I think they knew the state the game was in, and they just knew people would put graphical mods on the old ones instead of buying the new one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a pride thing and a marketing thing.
No, it was
I
a
think
business
the
thing.
legal team is super disconnected from the PR team. I think that there's no fucking conversation between those two.
Yeah.
I have a serious gut feeling that has to be the case. Because surely any PR team must be screaming.
I mean, look, here's the thing. I understand why, like, Rockstar did what they did. I'm specifically talking about Rockstar. Like, I understand why they did what they did. But my beef is, right, if you're gonna, like, send cease and desist to all the graphical modders and things like that, you cannot come out with a broken mess.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
you
what I
better
mean?
fucking not do that.
Like,
yeah.
if
It's not
don't
really
get me
cash
wrong,
money of them.
honestly, if the definitive edition came out and it was better than what we got, like, I'm talking substantially better to the point where it deserved to have a Rockstar logo on it, then I think people would have been like, sucks for the modders, but hey, Rockstar did the job.
Yeah, exactly right.
But like,
Yeah.
don't forget, when that game came out, they also removed the old versions of the game so you couldn't buy them anymore on PC.
Yeah, that's cash money. That's a cash money move.
And they just kept digging. The funniest part of it was, about a day or two after release, I think, everyone was like, ah, shit, so we're stuck with this version. Alright, let me log into the Rockstar launcher and play it, and then it just popped up, and it's like, no one's playing this game till we fix it. So even if you bought the game, you couldn't launch it.
Oh my fucking god. I don't know. I'm starting to think that, like, we need to, like, as everyone, like, needs to come together and, like, somehow enforce the fact that we would be okay with waiting.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, don't get me wrong, I completely agree with you. But devs see other devs get fucking death threats, and it's fucking intimidating.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we as a community need to come together and smack the shit out of anyone who goes against it.
Honestly, I believe making death threats should be illegal. Like,
Making
if you're,
death threats is illegal.
Yeah, you can literally get jail time
like
for
when
it.
you when you get people that are sending like death threats over Twitter and shit, like that should be enough to at least warrant an investigation as to whether that person should be in society.
It is. Like, it is more than enough. I'm not joking. Like, I'm not pulling your chain. It is legitimately illegal, and there are people who have gone to jail over that.
That's what Elon should
Oh,
be
really?
focusing on, just quietly.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Look, I'm saying, of course, it's the internet. Anonymity is like a thing. Like, I'm not, like, delusional, but, like, yeah, people have, on the internet, have made threats, and people on the internet have, like, fucked around and found out.
That's why you need to be careful on the internet. That's the exact reason why people doing dumb stuff with their Twitter accounts where they're named and, you know, they have a job.
If anything happens to the person that you've threatened, you're usually liable for it as well.
Not liable, but you're the first suspect.
Yeah.
No, yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, you're the first fucking person they're gonna come to and go, hey boy, why the fuck you tweeting this shit?
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was a, I'm trying to remember exactly what studio this was. I remember a studio literally got, like, a bomb threat where someone had sent messages to devs and they were like, we're gonna, like,
Was
fire
this
bomb the
fucking
studio.
No Man's Sky by any chance?
I don't know if it was No Man's Sky specific. I'll need to look this up again and figure out what studio this is. But I distinctly remember a studio getting, like, bomb threats. And I'm like, at that fucking point, like, just arrest the fucking person.
Oh, yeah.
If they're threatening to murder an entire group of people, that's fucked. That's absolutely fucked.
Oh, yeah, look, there needs to be some accountability. But my thing is, like, we have to remember, even as, like, a community, that these are fringe. These are fringe elements.
Yeah.
I know that they're scary and that they're loud, but these are fringe elements. Don't go painting an entire community because you're not going to be able to, like, fucking fix a problem if you go, well, it's gamers.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and I only say that because I've seen it done before. It's like, it's just a stupid thing. It's like, you actually want to fix a problem, or do you just want to, like, tar?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've said my piece on that, so we can continue on with whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, the Twitch affiliate has spoken.
The Twitch, as the most important member of this group.
Well, back to the whole thing with, like, you know, A2MR. Like, it just sounds like, you know, Nintendo gave those developers, like, a moment of grandeur.
See, that's what I imagined too. But then they turned around and said the Game Awards that Nintendo wouldn't allow them to put any Nintendo game in the Game Awards if they allowed AM2R and Pokemon Uranium to be in there.
Huh. Like, how, though?
You
What do you
know,
mean, how though?
I'm not gonna lie. I know we're gonna discuss the Game Awards in a little bit. But I always feel like the Game Awards misses a step somewhere, if that makes sense. Like, I look at some of the nominees and I'm like, I don't know how that, like, certain games either, like, beat others or, like, how certain, like, categories even exist, to be honest.
We don't have like a good
you made
idea of how like the Game Awards are even like ranked.
Yeah,
Like, what's the criteria?
You know what the
No one
worst
knows.
category is? There's a category for, like, most anticipated game where, like,
My
games that
least
are...
favorite category.
Games that get announced like 5 fucking years earlier, just in that category for 5 years.
I hate that.
That's funny.
It was
Like-
Elden Ring.
Well,
Like, imagine
we-
winning most anticipated game 3 years in a fucking row.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny.
Surprisingly enough, it actually deserved it too.
You know what? Based. Like, just objectively funny.
Like Elden Ring was like multiple years in a row the most anticipated game, and it earned that.
Yeah. Look, we'll get to that. First off, because the Game Awards is going to be a big topic, but I want to get through the other big thing that's been happening. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is why we're dunking on Nintendo again.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. Is there literally anything that you can add to this conversation?
What do you mean?
Like, is there literally anything we can add to the conversation other than haha Nintendo glitch?
Well, look, we should say that Scarlet and Violet came out, and some people are really enjoying it. Probably because they're not having the bugs that everyone else is.
No, can I just say, most people fucking called it. I honestly saw, like, this is one of the few times where, like, the consensus were 100% right. When Nintendo announced, when Game Freak, I should say, announced,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to release Legends Arceus in January, and then we're going to release another mainline game in the year. Everyone was like, holy shit, that'll be amazing if they can pull it off, but that is a big fucking task, and I'm not sure they can.
Shabs. I said that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what I'm
also
saying.
on board with that
That's
one.
what I'm saying, most people did.
We
Even
were
on
genuinely
Twitter.
surprised.
Even on Twitter, people were like, 2 major games in 1 year. That's a lot to ask for Game Freak, who do not have a lot of manpower compared to, like, other studios.
No,
So-
that is something
No.
to consider. The
I want to get into that. So, I was just going to mention, so as of me running the notes, it has a 2.9 user score on Metacritic and 73 critic review score. Neither of those are great. And yet, the game is the highest selling Nintendo game, or fastest selling.
You know how you know the game is the game is a commercial clusterfuck? Nintendo are offering refunds.
Nintendo
Yeah.
don't do
Yeah.
that. That is surprising, to say the least.
I will say this, as a person who's played the game, and I'm trying and come out from the most neutral I can.
No, go ahead.
The game is objectively very fun. It's
It's
the
fun.
game is objectively very fun.
No,
And
and
I
that's
think
what I've
that-
heard. A lot of people say it might be their favourite. They just need a fix.
Oh
Frame
yeah,
rate
absolutely.
issues.
I am absolutely
It
on board.
crashing
Yeah.
constantly. People saying their Switch is like could basically cook them a meal because it's that hot. Like it's bad. It's getting to the point where there's so many bugs. It's actually just funny now because you're just like, man, they need to fix this. But some of the Twitter clips are great.
Yeah, like
It's an objectively fun game. I think it's incredibly well written. I think the characters are the strongest in the series, like since Black and White. I definitely enjoyed this more than I enjoyed X and Y. I'm going to say that it's probably slotting above that. My dude over here has some bias. I know your Nimona take. It's a trash fire take. So we'll get
Shut up,
through that.
dude. Shut up,
Absolute
dude.
fucking trash fire
She's a
take.
she's a trash.
Absolutely fucking trash fire.
She's a shit
Shut up.
character,
She's
bro.
a 10 out of 10 character.
Nah, bro.
Fuck you, Ev.
Hop better. Hop better, Josh. Hop
I
better.
like the fact that I don't have to crush her repeatedly with no other choice. That's my
This was
favorite part
unexpected
about
and
her.
fun.
She's just Goku. Goku's boring, so she's
How
boring.
dare you take the Lord's name in vain?
This was fun and unexpected.
Oh man, but nah. Like Scarlet and Violet, in my experience, it's mostly been a fun experience. Like it's mostly thanks to me and my girlfriend playing it, and we've been playing it together, and most of my enjoyment comes from, like, you know, finding things together. But
That's cool.
out of, like, you know, between the two games this year, Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, or in my experience, Scarlet, Arceus has to be the better game. When I got to Scarlet and Violet, it just felt like it took like 5 steps back.
Okay, I will concede. If I were to rate them next to each other and like rank them, Arceus would probably go above Scarlet and Violet.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a lot of things that they could have brought back from Arceus into Scarlet and Violet. Like, for one, I would have loved the catching mechanics to come back, even though that's like an Arceus thing.
It just objectively wrong. You're a game designer. How could you have? Go on.
What do you mean?
Okay. All right. Firstly, we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go into a whole fucking rant about the. Oh, I almost prepared notes about fucking Breath of the Wild sequel.
We don't have that long, but
yeah, we probably don't have time for it. But like, dude,
bonus pod.
Scarlet and Violet mainline series games cannot have the catching mechanics of Legends Arceus. It just does not. It's not a conducive game feel experience. I'm telling you that it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, like,
I think they're fun. I think they should make more Legends games with those catching mechanics and improve them.
Josh, I want to sound like...
fuck me, if that was what Scarlet and Violet was like, it would be a very, very different experience, and I think it would cheapen it.
It would probably be very divisive because it's not the Pokemon game that mainline fans would want.
Hey Josh, I want to
personally, it's the game I would want because I prefer a more streamlined experience.
I've gone over my my thoughts on your take.
Josh, can I sound like? Sound like a
to be honest, like, it just like with the open world and stuff. Like, so far, the open world mechanics are like I'd say that they're pretty competent, but I still think they should have relied on Monolith for it.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't know. I'm increasingly becoming skeptical of Game Freak's like resource management skills and actual ability to pull in outside studios. If I'm being completely honest.
I mean, they got Ilka for frickin' BDSP,
is that not enough? They shouldn't.
They actually, but here's the thing: Ilka is not trustworthy after BDSP. Monolith has proven their worth since Breath of the Wild.
Do not understand.
Maybe Scarlet Sword.
Do not understand how BDSP ended up the way it did. Jack, do you want to know how you can sequence break in BDSP?
Yeah.
So the original games were on DS, right?
Yeah.
So you're locked to a 4-direction grid. The new games are like almost shot-for-shot remakes, but now you can move diagonally. And they didn't think to fucking program that in for half of the puzzles. So if you just walk diagonally, you don't trigger half the shit, and you can just walk past trainers that are supposed to stop you.
It seems like...
I just realised, were you guys hearing me for the last, like, 4.5 minutes?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Did you...
So, yeah, I think I lost connection.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I kept wondering why I would start a sentence and you guys were talking over me.
We
are in the throes of passion, I will be honest.
Were you recording this whole time, though, please?
Yeah, I was recording.
Okay, good. Okay,
I didn't have a heart attack at all.
No, thank fucking Arceus, oh my god.
No, because when Josh
I'm praising
was saying
deities here.
When Josh was saying that it would cheapen Arceus, not cheapen Arceus, cheapen Scarlet and Violet if you had Arceus's mechanics, I was just gonna say, Josh, I want to be like every shitty game producer and be like, there's a solution to it, you just need to design it. Give it more wow.
I'm gonna throw up.
So, one of the things that I saw on Twitter being brought up was the amount of employees at Game Freak, and according to Google, it's 169.
That's not huge.
Let me compare with some studios who are going to be in the Game of the Year discussion. Guerrilla for Horizon Forbidden West, 360. Insomniac, 400. Sucker Punch is a interesting equivalent, 160.
Insomniac are in Game of the Year discussions?
No, not for this year, but they have been. I was going to say, what? Santa Monica, 400. From Software, 349. Bethesda, 421. Now,
Monolith Soft has 275.
Yeah,
If
so,
you're just
without-
looking at pure numbers,
you're just manpower.
if you want to produce a AAA game, which the Pokemon games at least try to be, have the marketing budget of one, they appear to anyway. I don't know the number.
I think
They've
the marketing
got
team is doing a
to
good job.
bump up the employees. They literally do not have enough people in this team.
I think they earn more through the card game than they do through the video game.
Look, one of the comments I saw on this, on Pokemon in general, was everything exists to sell merchandise. All the games, the anime, everything, it all exists to sell merchandise. And while that is such a cold take, I was like, because if they go to the point where they start delaying games because, it's not ready, because they have all the merch ready, but the game isn't ready, that hurts the bottom line. It's just an interesting take. You don't know how true it is, but clearly they need more people. Regardless, at the end of the day, the reason they are having these problems is they tried to make 2 games with this amount of employees. Now, God of War infamously took 7 years to make the first one.
Takes 7 years.
It was Game of the Year and a masterpiece. Now, if they're trying to make these games, they're basically making one every 2 or 3 years, it feels like. And then they did Arceus and Scarlet and Violet basically back to back. That is not enough time to QC. It's just not. Everything we have seen with game, and adding in the pandemic, which has affected every studio, and everyone has delayed games as a result, is just not good enough.
I will also add, and this is pure speculation, but Game Freak did develop another game during this time, which they were pouring a lot of their resources into.
Yeah.
Big Town Hero. And
yeah.
that flopped commercially. And what I'm saying is, that game does not have the problems that the Pokemon games do. I'm not saying they're anywhere near the size, but I want to think about the fact that this game was in development simultaneously with Sword and Shield and simultaneously with Scarlet and Violet, because we know that because of internal leaks of the way they make games is fucking a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
These games aren't being made one after another. They're being made almost simultaneously.
Simultaneously, yeah.
So they split the 163 that they have.
Yeah,
that's the worrying part. It's 80 employees.
Also, you guys are not
game.
even thinking about the thing that's employees. That's not developers.
Yes, that's an important distinction. That's if you split everyone just half, not including. Hey, there's a lot of marketing team, there's a lot of social team, there's a whole bunch of teams who don't specifically work on the game.
Yeah.
Who...
And then they have to go through okay, well, we have to make sure this comes out. And Jack, you brought up a good point. They have to make sure this game has to come out now because it's got to go with the anime, and it's got to go with the card game, and it's got to go with all the plush toys and merchandise that comes out.
But this is Nintendo. This is Game Freak. It's not.
This isn't Nintendo. This is Game Freak. This is
no.
okay.
But if Nintendo want, they can either give it to another company or pool more resources. Seriously, just pool resources. This is literally one of the biggest franchises in the entire world, Western and Eastern.
Yeah, it literally.
And they just can't get it right.
The thing is, I remember, because we all know how, Nintendo started, I think you guys mentioned this earlier, how Nintendo started getting refunds for the game.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people saying, because Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as a total sold 10 million, they're never gonna, make improvements.
It's literally the fast-selling game that Nintendo's had.
I don't think that... I want to understand this, and I want to be clear. I know we say a lot, speak with your wallet. I know we say a lot, now that this game is sold, they're not going to improve, they're not going to have any motivation. I think they will, honestly.
I think
because
the backlash to this has been the worst it's ever been.
Because
That's
Nintendo actually had to go in and be like, hey, because this didn't turn out so well, we can give you a refund. It's at that point Nintendo probably put a foot up their ass.
Yeah, Nintendo probably went, hey, this was not ready to go out. I know that, and yes, the companies are shitty, so they are going to be like, how dare you put out a product that we told you to put out. But
I'm hoping this is their moment and kick up the ass that they honestly need. The Nintendo needs, or Game Freak, I don't really care. Just how many times have I been on this podcast saying they need to reiterate, they need to at least explore a bit? And they've been doing that, but like they're not doing it with any great... It's like one step forward, 2 steps back. Like,
I think that like they have been listening to fans in terms of what game they want. This is literally the open world Pokemon game we've been asking for since we were like 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I think that they're doing a great job in listening to fans.
Yeah, they're like
in that
heading in the
respect.
right direction. It's just they're making so many missteps on the way.
I think they are. I think that like if I'm being honest, I think Game Freak are not experienced enough with 3D games.
Yeah.
That might be like my hot take, but like I think that they are absolute kings of 2.5D and like 2D games. Like they know how to make a fucking good experience. But as soon as the transition to 3D happened, we had all these problems start showing up.
For me, this is becoming the point where it feels like what is happening with 343 and Halo, where it's getting to the point where they either need a big rehaul on the studio and focusing, doubling down, whatever you want to call it, on getting it right, or giving it to another studio.
I don't think they can, if I'm being honest. I don't think
Look,
Nintendo...
there could be contracts and stuff that mean they can't anyway, but I just think that it's at that point that should be considered.
Their only viable option is, as I mentioned before, Monolith. Their experience with open world games is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think they need to honestly, like... I think it's a staffing issue. I think it honestly
Yeah.
is. I think it's a
They need on
staffing issue. I think that people have a big... People look at Pokemon, right? And they look at like... Oh, it sold like a bajillion games or whatever. Like, and it's this $1 billion franchise, which is all true. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not discounting that. But that does not translate directly to the resources are being divided into this thing.
Yeah.
Or being
Also-
divided fairly into this thing. Because I think
Also-
the card game division is probably bigger than Game Freak.
Oh yeah, 100%. But Josh, since you and I have played Arceus, the only ones who have played Arceus here, do you feel like Arceus itself has more of a budget than Scarlet and Violet ever did? Like, there's more production value there.
I think that if I'm gonna, again, this is like headcanon-y. I think that honestly, they probably had a better time working on Arceus than they did on Scarlet and Violet. I think that they worked on Arceus, and then Scarlet and Violet had to be like made from that.
It took like the leftovers, yeah.
It
Yeah,
feels
not
like
even
it was
like the leftovers. I think they made
It was a
Arceus, and
pivot.
it's like, this is what we can do, given the time, because no one knew about fucking Arceus. No one was expecting that. And then they were like, okay, the next mainline game needs to be now. And they were like, oh shit, and it's got to be open world. Ah shit.
Yeah,
And there's
they
like
can't go
50
backwards.
people probably developing it at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when it came to Arceus, like, the reason why I prefer Arceus is it's just overall a better experience. But if you look at the animations in Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, you'll see that Arceus has more emphasis on those animations than Scarlet and Violet does for some reason.
I think the Scarlet and Violet feels like what Arceus's quality would have been. If they could swap them, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Because there are some things in Arceus that aren't in Scarlet and Violet, and I don't know how else to explain that other than like these weren't worked on. These were worked on simultaneously and not one after the other.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way that I can possibly understand how that could happen. It's like, oh well, if these were made simultaneously, it would be obvious that some features from one didn't translate to the other one cleanly enough to just be implemented, or implemented fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Anyway.
I hate to be this way, but I feel like us just sitting here and bashing the shit out of the game continuously wouldn't add anything to the conversation. I'm not
No.
defending Game Freak by any means. I think the
No,
game's
no,
a
no,
bit
no.
fucking
I understand.
delayed.
It's probably, we just gotta move on, but it's just frustrating. I think that's
Like,
Yeah, it is
I-
at the
frustrating.
end of the day.
I never go into criticizing Pokemon with the intentions to put it down like a lot of
Yeah.
fans are these days. I want Pokemon to improve.
Yeah, same. I would like a better game. I think
I think that's the
just
thing.
complain.
That's why we're complaining, right? It's because you care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I care immensely.
And I think it has such potential.
Oh, it does.
The-
Potential.
the
It's shown how good it is. We know
The-
how good Pokemon can be. It's just annoying that it's not that all the time.
Yeah, the best way they could do this is, as you guys said, because it's obvious that they're splitting the employees,
Yeah.
is to keep the employees on one project, so they can pour in more, like also get more budget onto the production.
If Game Freak announces a different fucking IP, I'm gonna lose it. They don't have the manpower to do it.
No, they shouldn't be focusing on another IP. They can't. Like, they should be focusing on Pokemon, which is currently in I wouldn't say a broken state, more like a fractured state, right?
It's like needs to be worked on.
Yeah.
Severely needs help.
Yeah. Hey guys, are you keen for the Game Awards?
Yeah, let's go into the Game Awards.
Yeah, I think it's time
Yeah.
to move on the Game Awards.
Time to move on.
Sorry if I took over.
No. We needed to have it.
Honestly,
So-
it's nice to have like a fucking Pokemon design rant now. And then...
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you?
Game Awards are happening, and obviously we're going to make our expert picks on who we think is going to win them all, and we're going to be 100% right, like we are every year.
Wait. Are we gonna pick who should win or who we think is gonna win?
You can talk about both if you think.
Elden Ring.
Xenoblade Chronicles should win, but it won't.
So, I haven't included every single one here. I've included the ones that I think generate the most talk and whatnot, and also ones that I know we don't really have a, feel on, so we don't care about.
Yeah.
Game of the Year. Now, I will read the nominees, and everyone will go around and pick what they think.
Can I just
already know what's happening here.
Can I just say that there's one category that's already been locked in, actually. Content Creator of the Year actually goes to King Starman 64 on Twitch.
Yeah, as it should.
As it should.
As I rightfully earned.
Have you
As you
heard?
deserve.
Have you heard he just made Twitch affiliate?
Yeah. Have you guys heard the news?
Love you, Josh.
So we'll start off with the big granddaddy of them all.
Yep.
Game of the Year. Now the nominees are. Thank you. My word brain thing is not working. A Plague Tale Requiem. Wow. God, what's happening? Elden
That came out
Ring.
this year?
Yeah, apparently.
What the fuck?
God of War Ragnarok. Horizon Forbidden West. Stray, I am happy to see an indie there. And Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
3.
Now, I'm going to leave Ant last. Josh, what do you think's winning?
I'm going to throw a bone to Horizon Forbidden West. It's not going to win.
No,
but I
it's
feel like someone should say it.
Horizon Forbidden West will be the greatest game that no one cared about because Elden Ring released.
That's a big statement right there.
Just like
Shav, this is literally going to be a video essay topic in like 10 years from now. It's gonna be Horizon Forbidden West, truly the best game of 2022.
Single player game, it is one of the best of all time. For just doing a whole lot right, and they just decide to release it around other Game of the Year contenders and just get crushed.
What?
So, as I'm saying that, I think Elden Ring is going to win, and I think it will deservedly win. While I love Horizon Forbidden West, the impact and the talk that Elden Ring generated, and just how many non-gamers it got in to gaming, I think it just head and shoulders above the rest and will end up winning.
Yeah.
Do you think appeal to non-gamers is like a... And I'm not, like, I'm asking this as a legitimate question. Do you think that is something that they take into account?
I think it's one of the most interesting parts of Elden Ring that I just saw so many people who have never tried either a From Software game or weren't into gaming and decided to pick it up because they heard about it. I think that just is phenomenal in itself, and I don't know how much that comes into the judging. We never know how these things are really judged, but I feel like the cultural pull of that just helps it.
Is Elden Ring... Because I know it's not an accessible game, but from...
Sort of is.
But it kind of is. But
yeah.
is it in the Accessibility Awards?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Because, for a From Software game which is not known for its accessibility, it's pretty much the most accessible From Software game you could probably play. Like, it's so versatile with how you could play Elden Ring. Like, the builds you plan to make and the builds you end up making just usually work. It doesn't punish you for it in any way.
So the specific accessibility category is innovation and accessibility, and it's not there.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, it is a game that's designed to kick your ass.
Yeah, it is Elden Ring.
Guys, so
Yes.
I gotta say, we're talking about the Game Awards, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've just been notified about a tweet from Jason Schreier.
Yeah.
There is a blockchain Game Awards that got announced.
What the
And they've
fuck does that even mean?
And they've just copied the FAQ directly from the Game Awards site.
What's that?
Straight up
Something
Control
on the
C, Control V.
Oh my god, was that something about crypto being a scam? Who would have known?
But can I just say, for accessibility reasons, there was one game that, as much as I hate the fact that this exists, I have to give it credit for it. It was The Last of Us Part 1. With the descriptive audio thing they did.
Yeah.
Where, like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're visually impaired, they will actually, like, describe the scene to you. Like,
Oh,
Ellie looks at Joel and tells Joel she's more than a fucking teenager. And so, like, I'll actually describe whatever's going on in the scene, which is fairly fucking impressive.
That's actually pretty neat.
I watched The Fifth Element with that exact kind of accessibility thing on it, and it took me like 10 minutes to realize that was what was happening. I was just watching it, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
That's pretty
Hello.
cool. Accessibility is cool.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that.
accessibility would be
Stuff
cool.
like that.
I mean, I love that.
Shard,
Anything
what was your pick?
for accessibility?
No, Game of the Year.
Game of the year.
I'll be honest.
I'm going last, apparently.
I mean, it's hard to say because I haven't played most of these fucking games thanks to my backlog, which just grows larger and larger every day. What a first world problem to have.
Indeed.
If I will say that there is only two games I was kind of looking forward to this year that are in Game of the Year were God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. Ragnarok, I'm surprised because they announced the nominees like, I think it was like less than a week after it came out. And I'm like, oh wow, that was very quick.
I feel like part of that is critics get review codes early and, like, you know, it gets out and they sort of probably slot themselves in there just to make sure they can be in the running. Plus, no one wants to be up against a certain small... No one wants to be up against a small Nintendo title that's going to come out next year.
That is true.
Look,
Yeah.
That tiny indie game that's coming out.
Look,
Very tiny game.
I really am looking forward to God of War Ragnarok. I mean, I should say I'm looking forward to playing it when I eventually get around to it. But I will say I've heard amazing things about it, and I've heard amazing things about Elden Ring. So as long as one of those two win, and the funny thing is, both of them have won previous Game of the Years before, because God of War won it and Sekiro won it for From Software a few years
Excuse
back.
me?
So I'm just saying, if Xenoblade wins it, I will laugh so fucking hard.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna laugh if Stray wins it. Can you imagine the Stray developers, like, being on stage with, like, when God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring were there, like, these absolutely massive AAA heavy hitters? And
I'll be honest, they're
there,
probably just fucking surprised they got nominated.
Yeah, I'm impressed in indie.
Like
if that
Josh,
was, if that was me, like, don't get me wrong, I haven't played Stray, I've heard it's a great game. But, like, if I had made Stray, and they hit me up and they were like, hey, you've been nominated for Game of the Year, I would have been like, what the fuck? Really? Bear in mind,
Mom, get the camera!
Josh, but yeah, I'm actually very surprised Xenoblade even made it in. Because usually those sort of games don't make the top lists of, like, the Game Awards at all.
Well, it's because they're not top games, Anth.
That is objectively correct.
I'm kidding. I had to say something. I'm sorry.
I know you did. But no, I'm just gonna guess that game got made the list because of Chapter 5.
Probably.
Like, probably.
Alright, I'm gonna keep us going. We have many categories.
Yes.
I didn't get my say.
And you never will.
Sorry, I thought...
Just like
I thought you did.
Xenoblade.
Sorry, I did leave you till last. I know what your answer is.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't need you to answer.
You might as well skip me. I said mine. You guys all know. I just wanted to say. Just wanted to make you guys feel bad.
Okay. So what is it?
Elden Ring.
There we go.
Younger bracelet.
Moving on.
All right. Best game direction. Elden Ring.
You know what?
God of
I'm
War
not gonna lie.
Ragnarok.
Sorry.
What is game direction?
What the fuck is best game direction?
Yeah, it's a category.
It certainly is a category. The games aren't movies. We don't typically direct them.
I remember The Last of Us won it. Last of Us 2 won it before, and people cracked the shit because they said the game was made with crutch. Is it like a game development thing?
Game development thing,
which
yeah.
Which game was developed the best?
Yeah, I think that's the whole gist of best game direction.
And if so, how the fuck do journalists know which game was developed the best?
Yeah, exactly. Only we would know. Twitch affiliate, King Starman.
No, but seriously, how do you know that? Unless the game has a massive scandal behind it, generally you don't normally hear about what development was.
No, so here's what I'm reading.
Does Elden Ring win because Sony Santa Monica ran out of water in the fucking tap one time or something like that? How do you judge it?
Is God of War's in the best direction list, isn't it?
Probably.
No, Jack should read out the nominees and we can discuss.
I feel like that's not fair.
So, you might recognise these from the last category.
Oh my god.
Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and this time Immortality.
Okay, I'm just saying, Elden Ring better fucking not win this.
Game direction, so I think game direction is so here's what I'm reading from another awards category, or another achievement in game direction. And it's for directing and driving an interactive game and its team through a combination of skills that include vision, management, execution, aesthetics, and game design to create a cohesive experience.
Elden Ring better not fucking win this.
Yeah,
I feel like
Elden Ring's not cohesive, I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Elden... What fucking game direction? More like game, what fuck direction do I go?
I feel like I feel like God of War's gonna win that, by a landslide. I mean, they showed up videos of making of God of War Ragnarok on YouTube.
That's where Horizon Forbidden West might have a...
Can I just say, you're all wrong. Because we all know the best game direction of this year was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
That thing's not cohesive.
Oh, that's a bit sad. That hurt me.
Yeah.
That hurt my feelings.
They'll get their day, Josh. One day.
Oh, they will. They will. They might have to smarten up. The backlash to this did affect them. You can tell.
I mean, they're not on any of these lists, so you know.
Yes.
Best narrative. Hang on. Do we actually have picks for game direction or not? I think it'll be Ragnarok or Forbidden West.
It's probably
Ragnarok. 100% Ragnarok.
I think it's just because we know the most about Ragnarok's development that has an upper hand.
That's probably fair.
I've seen Christopher Drudge shed tears like he did in the first game when he did the mocap. Yeah, I'd say Ragnarok.
It is annoying though when they put the square box in the square hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tells you how to do the puzzles.
So clearly we like narratives because you may recognise the games in best narrative category because it's a Plague Tale Requiem again, Elden Ring again, God of War Ragnarok again, Horizon Forbidden West again, and Immortality.
I know we're bordering on the when we should end the podcast, but I have a fucking controversy with that whole category. Actually,
sorry, can you read out the fucking names again? I did miss them.
A Plague Tale Requiem.
Yep.
Elden Ring. Ragnarok.
Yep.
Forbidden West and Immortality.
Cool.
Now, I've played Elden Ring. I haven't played that much, but I've played a little bit of Elden Ring. narrative's generally meant to be cohesive and meant to, get somewhere. Elden Ring does not do that, I'm sorry.
When does
They
it
might
get
have
anywhere?
some of the best lore behind it, but it's not really told in game. Like, you have a very few cutscenes.
If I need MatPat to come in and tell me what the fucking lore of the game is,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I will say, I love the lore and story of Bloodborne, but thank God for a YouTube channel by the name of Vati Vidya, otherwise I'd know nothing about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you need videos to explain some of the narratives in these games, and while they are deep, I don't think that should give you a right to be in the best narrative, because you didn't tell that. You put that in the game, but you didn't really tell the story of it.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's what I feel
shit
the
on-
narrative is. It's telling the story.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
that was the
shit on-
controversy.
I shit on Destiny hard because they put everything in the Grimoire cards. But it's not
Yeah,
very
exactly.
different to what From Software fucking do with their games.
No, it is exactly the same in some aspects.
I'm gonna be honest here. I fucking do not like the FromSoft style of storytelling.
I
Neither do
don't either. It's not
we
my
just enjoy the
preferred way.
games, right?
Like, I'll be,
that's
Okay,
fine.
Jack. I think that the FromSoft games are very good. I think they're very
No,
well
no,
made.
that's my point. Like, it's
I
just
fucking hate the way they tell the story.
correct.
yeah, look,
I
I'll
only-
be
I only-
honest. Oh, sorry, Anth. I was just gonna say, I'll be honest. If it wasn't for the fact Bloodborne's lore and story are super, super good, I would fucking hate it. Because I hate the way it's told.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Like,
Anth, as you said.
When it comes to FromSoft games, I only like those games just as games, but as a story, no. Like, I couldn't give a shit. It was all about the journey in the world for me.
Yeah, but the world is part of the fucking story.
But no. As in, like,
No,
the-
I'm only yanking your chain. I completely
Yeah,
understand. what
like,
you're
not
saying.
know.
about the world building, it's just about on what corner the McDonald's was placed on.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But like, it just fucking annoys me because it's like, Elden Ring's story, I'm sure, is fantastic. I can't wait for the book that explains it to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
What's next?
It's not Elden Ring. I personally don't think it's Horizon Forbidden West.
I reckon God of War.
did that have a
God of
story?
War. God of War has a really good story.
Yeah. I think God of War.
I'm gonna go with Immortal, a game I do not know what the fuck it is.
I don't really know.
Yeah, for a
But
second, you said Immortal, and my first thought was, Immortal Phoenix Rising didn't come out this year.
My first thought was,
I'll be honest,
Oh,
I have
fuck,
no
I
idea
don't know
what
what that
Immortal
is.
is off the top of my head. I'll probably know it if I see it, but that's about it.
Interactive film video game, apparently.
oh, fuck's sake. No, it should lose on principle.
give it to God of War, Josh. Give it to God of War.
Alright.
Fine, God of War. Despite me not playing a single God of War game, sure, God of War.
Oh, Christ,
think
it's like a
I think God of War.
JRPG.
So, best art direction. You may recognize these from other categories. Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, at least there's a new one there, and Stray.
What, did only like 8 games come out this year? Did they just...
Yeah, I was
they all
about to
got,
say,
they all
I
got
feel
feel
like-
like
delayed.
there'd be like
yeah,
some
They
sort of
all
limit.
got delayed.
They just like Control-C, Control-V in every category and change
Yeah,
one and
pretty
think we
much.
don't notice.
Yeah.
I feel like we should at some point limit the amount of categories you can be nominated for, just so it's not just like, and Elden Ring wins every category.
No,
Because they
I have
slob
no
the
problem
most
with
knob.
that. But, like, the thing I hate about the Game Awards, specifically the Game Awards, and I don't say this to talk down to any of the devs who are nominated, but I feel like there's such a bias towards certain games, to the point where even if you made, like, the best game of the year, if you didn't have, like, a certain amount of marketing behind it, you probably just won't get nominated. Because there are plenty of
it's true.
indie
Yeah.
games that put out amazing, amazing stories this year
Correct.
that are not nominated for that fucking award.
Yeah. Like, at some point, you just need to get big enough to get nominated.
Like,
That's just the
don't get me
truth.
wrong, God of War, I understand, based on what I've heard of the story. I've heard it's fantastic. I've heard the entire game is just God of War 2018, but better.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden
Fantastic.
West. Horizon Forbidden West, super story-driven game. I understand why it's there.
I think...
Why is Elden Ring there?
For which?
For art direction, I actually think Elden Ring's art direction is really good.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think...
art
Yeah,
direction I
it's
understand.
fantastic.
Narrative I don't like.
Narrative, I think
So-
it shouldn't have been nominated. I think Xenoblade should have probably been there because it's a fucking JRPG where it's 90% narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
More
is
like
one of the
90%
few
pressing the A button.
categories It's one of the categories.
You have not
I
played
think
Xenoblade,
Horizon-
have you?
But Josh, you know the reason why it's not on the list.
Yeah, racism.
He's a JRPG.
Just straight up.
They're just like, ugh, it's tropey. It shouldn't even be on there.
Let's just tell the truth. I think best art direction is the category Horizon Forbidden West actually has a chance to potentially win.
I completely agree
Oh, it's
with
a
you,
gorgeous fucking game.
Horizon
If it's gonna
Forbidden
win
West looks
anything,
so
I
good.
think this is it. But I feel Elden Ring will probably take it.
I seen the water physics for Forbidden
Exactly, I
West.
said that. I think Horizon was one of the most beautiful games I've played. So was the 2018 one. 2017?
Yeah.
I saw a tweet
17.
about the water physics.
when did the Game of the Year Breath of the Wild come out?
2017.
There we go. That's when
2017.
Horizon.
No,
guys.
that's literally how I counted.
Guys, I saw a tweet about the water physics in Horizon.
Yes,
And
that's
one of-
because I sent it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know if you sent it. I just randomly found it on Twitter. I think you might have liked it. But it was one of the artists who had said, like, the big achievement wasn't doing this in general. It was being able to do this on a PS4 where there wasn't a huge compromise to things like water physics.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? He's got a point. That's fucking impressive.
Horizon was literally just a beautiful game, and it wasn't a 10 out of 10 game, but goddamn did it hit some things right, and art direction was one of them.
I don't think.
Oh
every
yeah,
game
no,
has to be a
absolutely.
10
I
out of
think
10.
that it legitimately stands a chance of winning that category.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If only Elden Ring wasn't there.
correct. And
Listen, as someone who
I want to shout
as
out
someone who-
Stray too, because everything I saw on Stray was beautiful.
Stray is
Just for-
gorgeous.
Just for an
Stray is
indie
gorgeous.
game, like, I know it's annoying when it's like it's an indie, but it's sort of getting backed by Sony, so it's like it's got the marketing push of like a AAA, but it's sort of
It's like the No
Still
Man's
indie.
Sky effect. Like that was a
Yeah.
game made by 7 people.
yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna out.
Give,
Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say give your picks and then we got to move on.
I'm gonna throw it to Forbidden West. I think legitimately it's probably the nicest looking game.
Yeah, I'll be happy.
Forbidden
I'll
West,
be happy
yeah.
if that wins it.
Forbidden West. Yeah.
All right, this is good. This is not gonna cause controversy.
Oh.
Okay.
Best score in music: A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War, Metal Hellsinger, and Xenoblade 3.
I'm sorry, but fucking Elden Ring should not be in this category.
Sonic Frontiers should be in that category.
It deserves it more than fucking Elden Ring. I'll give you that.
I love Elden Ring's music. It's not unforgettable.
But to be the game of the year's score in music's probably not.
To be honest, God of War Ragnarok's music isn't that memorable either. To be honest.
I feel were they just struggling with like games? Did like
I feel
they
like
sort of
nothing
play,
came out
like,
this year.
5
Like, did anything else come out this
Did
year?
they just play 5 games and were like, cool?
If anything, I hope Xenoblade wins that category because the music in that game is memorable.
Yeah.
Or I guess if you want to go with a certain different term, maybe repetitive, but memorable.
How dare you? How dare you say that about your favorite game?
Look, you can be memorable and repetitive.
All right. Best audio design. You know, separating these I sort of get, but I'm like, it's so close to each other.
What the fuck would be the difference? Like, substantially.
Audio design is more, I suppose, like actual effects happening in the game, like a gun shooting.
Okay, so like sound effects.
Yeah, rather than like score and music specifically. Because one of the categories got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is there, so that's where my brain goes. Then you got Elden Ring, God of War, Gran Turismo 7, and Forbidden West again.
There really was like 5 games this year, wasn't there?
Yep. I feel like COD actually might get this because I've heard a lot about COD's audio design and people were sort of giving it props.
Oh no, COD this year has done very well.
I think it actually might take this one out, but also.
I reckon God of War Ragnarok because when I played through that game, the sound design in that was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. Ragnarok, by all accounts, good game, and I'll get around to it eventually.
As I said, I can't comment on God of War only because I haven't played it.
Yeah, no, the same. Alright. Best performance: Ashley Birch, Horizon Forbidden West. Charlotte McBurney, Plague Tale Requiem. Christopher Judge, God of War Ragnarok. Man Engage, Immortality, and Sunny Suljic, God of War Ragnarok. Sure, I butchered that surname.
Soldier.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Nash it is, so I'm not 100%. Alright. I feel like Christopher Judge might take it out because everyone loves Kratos so much.
Dude, I was about to say, like, Kratos is like, he has been pulling performances.
He just is Kratos.
He's just
like...
fucking... Yeah, but that's it. Like, if you own a role so much that, like, replacing you would be a crime, like, that's...
He's that, yeah.
He really knows it. I have to give him props to that. I've not played God of War. I still would be angry if I found out that he got replaced.
Yeah. I feel like
you really should, Josh.
Ashley Birch has been great in everything she does, but, yeah. I just think Christopher Judge will end up getting it.
Josh, I really think you would like the God of War duology, like the reboot.
I probably would. It's just something I have to get around to.
Oh yeah, they're very
it's
short.
It's like Jack's Elden Ring. Like 5 years from now, I'm going to play both of them and be like, guys, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like God of War is actually pretty short. Like you could probably get through those in like a weekend.
You severely overestimate the amount of time I have, but I do appreciate it.
I will bring over the games myself, and you'll go through it in a weekend.
Alright. One of my favourite categories, Best Indie, because these are the games I feel like Heart and Soul gets put into these. I love seeing the games that get nominated. So we've got Cult of the Lamb, Neon White, Sifu, Stray, and Tunic.
I really did like Cult of the Lamb.
I think Cult of the Lamb's gonna win. I'm gonna have a shout out for Tunic because I sort of saw one of our friends play Tunic, and that game is awesome.
I think Neon White should win that. Solely because the amount of speed runs, like the level design and mechanics in like Neon White are so well woven. Like it is a speed run game essentially, but like in a good way.
I just looked it up. I don't know if it'll win, but because I actually remember seeing this now. But yeah, you know, like, see, that's what I love. Like, indies getting propped up for that. Like, I feel like I'm a decent gauge of the more Western side of things, and like, I haven't really heard of this one. But
oh no, this was a Western-made game.
No, I know.
It's
but the design style is probably not.
Yeah, no, it has its different influences.
And I feel like that probably caters to a different audience. But like, seeing games like this get on that list, just I hope it helps them because that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cult of the Lamb will take this out. But yeah.
I really fucking like Cult of the Lamb. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that's a good game.
But yeah, every one of these games is like great to be on the list.
Yeah, did you notice how like none of us are objecting to any of these ones?
Yeah, like the indie is so good. Man. Shaz, what's your pick?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really played any of the games that have been nominated.
Alright, that's alright.
Chabelle does no taste, confirmed.
Aw, don't give me that. I have plenty of taste. I
mean,
want to
like,
play Dream
who
Mix
am I to
TV
fucking
Ball
talk?
Fighters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The best game ever made.
Shabs, I thought you were going to put Sifu up there.
Look, honestly, I did like Seafood, but I don't know. I didn't think it was award material. I don't hate it, but it's super, super niche. It delivered well on what it promised, but I thought it was promising more.
Yeah.
For an indie. Like,
indies are so good. Yeah. I wish I had more time just playing new games, not even AAAs. Alright. Best debut indie. Neon White's here again. Good for it. Norco. Stray, again, well done. Tunic. Yes. Vampire Survivors. Now, I don't know if you guys have known about Vampire Survivors, but I've played games similar in that genre. I love the genre that it spawned up. Vampire Survivors just has an art style that I find hard to look at, but I like that they're there.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like Stray or Tunic will win this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Stray.
I feel like people will love the cat, but Tunic maybe should win it, but I don't know.
I really do want to play Tunic. It just reminds me of like Link's Awakening.
Alright, because we're running out of time, I'm going to rush us through a few more categories. Best action adventure game, and now just give me your picks. Plague Tale Requiem, Ragnarok, Forbidden West, Stray, Tunic.
Ragnarok.
100%
Ragnarok.
I haven't played them.
Yeah, for Ragnarok will win it. Alright, best RPG, Elden Ring. That's the category, guys. Don't worry.
Is that it? Is that all? That...
I know
it's gonna matter.
I know Xenoblade 3's on there, but it's gonna lose to Elden Ring. 100%.
Arceus is on there. Triangle Strategy, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and is that Live Alive or Live Alive? I can't remember.
Live Alive.
Live Alive.
Live Alive. Thank you. Elden Ring will win that, hands down. Best multiplayer game: COD, Modern Warfare 2. Multiverses, Overwatch 2, why is that there? Splatoon 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think COD takes it out.
Yeah.
Wait, what category was this?
Best multiplayer.
I really don't want to give it to COD.
Why is Overwatch there? Why?
Why is Overwatch there? Get rid of it.
It's literally Overwatch 1.5. Like, get it out of there, honestly.
I'll probably give it to Splatoon 3 simply because it doesn't have loot boxes or a battle pass.
No, but you do have
Look
to
at that,
pay for
a
online to
rare
play it.
Nintendo win.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't have any anti-consumer base.
Because we wanted to mention it. Innovation and accessibility. I cannot do words tonight. Apologies. As Dusk Falls, God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island, The Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry. I heard good things about The Quarry.
I've heard good
I
things.
heard
like
it was
what-
pretty mid.
I heard good things in that specific.
After what Shavs mentioned earlier, right,
I feel
I'd
like
say it
Last
goes
of Us
to
will probably
yeah,
win it with that.
The Last of Us. Yeah.
And now the category that I just want to dunk on. Sorry, Josh, did you have a pick on innovation and accessibility?
No.
Okay. The dunking category, most anticipated game. Why is this a thing? Why are we
why
giving
is
an
that
award
a
to a
thing?
game
Are we
that
just
isn't
rating
coming
trailers?
out? Literally. So there's Final Fantasy 16, which is probably going to get announced at the thing.
I mean, sure.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Hogwarts Legacy, which is funny because it's there, but it actually would be coming out in like a week or two if it wasn't delayed. So that feels really strange. Resident Evil 4, Starfield, which also would have been out if it hadn't been delayed, and The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
As much as I'm hyped for Final Fantasy 16 out of all those games, no, Tears of the Kingdom would win this.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is pretty hype. But
keep
still,
forgetting
why are
that's
we
its
rating this? How can you rate this?
This is so dumb. Like, what are you rating? The trailer? How much hype was generated on the internet? Like,
How do you
I think-
measure hype? What's a molecule of hype?
Like, because it's not. I'm gonna say Starfield had, because if you went on like social impressions, right? Starfield had a lot of impressions. It wasn't because it was good. Everyone dunked on the gameplay when they showed it. So like, what is this category?
Oh, yeah, they're not hyping it; they're flaming it.
Correct. I saw a lot of people who were like, I was excited for Starfield. After seeing the gameplay, I am less hyped. Like, what a category. What a crap category. I know we've skipped some categories in this, but some of them just feel like eh.
Yeah.
I like how we can't even go over them. People who talk about like games pretty much every day of our lives, and we still can't be fucked.
Well, like,
On
one of
that
them
note-
was, so best, like, strategy game, there's a few different things on there, but Total War Warhammer 3 will probably win that. Best family game, I don't
Give
know,
me
there's
best
just
family game. I want to know. Let's
Kirby?
end on that.
Lego Star Wars, Skywalker
Okay.
Saga, Mario Rabbids Spark of Hope, Nintendo Switch Sport, and Splatoon 3.
I think Splatoon 3.
I feel like Kirby. Honestly.
Yeah, Kirby.
Yeah.
But Splatoon 3 has
Splatoon 3 is like good in that, but yeah.
Perhaps we should wrap up.
Yeah, I
we
think
should
that's
wrap
it.
up.
We've got a long podcast, so we hope you all enjoy it. We're going to sign off.
Signing off.
Signing off.
Signing off.